In this presentation, we will enter payroll into QuickBooks for the month of September, the second month of payroll for our payroll problem. For more accounting information and accounting courses, visit our website at accountinginstruction.info. Here we are on the home page. We currently have the open windows open. You can open the open windows, go into the view drop down and the open window list. We're going to go down and now we're going to imagine that time has passed, another month has gone by, and we're in the month of September, and we're going to process another payroll. So we'll go through the same process again, a bit faster this time, and we're going to pay employees. So we're going to pay the employees by selecting this item on the home tab. We're going to say that the pay period now, another month has gone by, will be for the month end September. So it's saying that's going to be the case here. Why? Because our payroll is generally on a month-by-month basis. So after we enter the first payroll, it should show up in the proper date, at least for the period end. It should also show up for the proper check date when we write the check, except for the fact that this is an example problem, and therefore we're going to have to enter the check date. I'm going to say it's at 10/01/21, meaning, and I'm going to say yes, it's okay that it's 30 days in the future, but over 30 days. But we're going to say that this is the payroll end for the month of September, and then we pay it in October. So remember that date probably is going to be different for most companies. Unless it's all salary based, it's easy to process. It's easier to have a little bit of some kind of room, probably more than a day, to enter the payroll and make sure you got everything set up to do so. So now we're going to go ahead and check everything off. We're going to leave the account number as is. It's now assigning the the check numbers as we go. So this is going to be the next check that will be assigned. It's going to be the handwritten checks. We're going to go ahead and check all of them off, being our 3 employees. And then we'll go one by one and we'll enter this information into them again and process the payroll for them. Starting with the Anthony, we're going to click on Anthony, enter the same data for Anthony. For the second month, we're going to change the hours to 163 and overtime to 3 in overtime, just from our example problem. So I've gone through and entered the data now. So this is going to be the gross pay. This should be in there automatically, the 401k, as well as the health insurance, union dues. And then we're going to skip on down to the federal withholdings, which we're going to have to input at 187, Social Security, 259.63, Medicare, the 6072. We're going to this is the employee portion. We should then come up to the check of 2052.35. That's our check number. And then we're going to go over to our Social Security for the employer portion, 259.63, Medicare 6072, and the employer only taxes of the federal unemployment 1763 and the state SUTA 212.63. Next employee, we're going to go to the next employee, do the same process here. We now have Jill Jackson. We're going to say that Jill worked for 140 hours this time and 0 overtime. So 140, 0 overtime, gross pay being $3,440. The 401k should populate, as well as the insurance should be populated for us. We've got the federal withholding 474 that we need to enter, the Social Security 269.08 that we need to enter, Medicare 62.93 that we're going to enter. We're then going to match over here, Social Security 269.08, Medicare 62.93, federal unemployment 954, and the state unemployment SUTA 139.89. This will be the information for Jill Jackson. Then we're going to go to our next employee. So save and next. Now we're on Judy Jones. Judy Jones is our salaried employee, in essence the owner of the S corporation we're running here. So she's got the $35,000, the 401k populating automatically, as well as the health insurance. The federal withholdings will be 7508.13, Social Security 2170, Medicare 507.50, and then we're going to enter our side over here on the company side. We're going to have our portion of the Social Security for the company portion, the Medicare portion that needs to be paid. No federal unemployment or state unemployment because clearly she's hit the cap for those items already and therefore we don't owe any more past that point. Next, so we're going to say save and next employee. Cindy Lewis. Cindy Lewis, we're going to say has worked 161 hours for this month and had some overtime of 1 hour of OT. That gives our rate up top, or our gross pay. Then we got the 401k, should populate it on its own, as well as the insurance and the union dues. We're going to then input the 235 for the federal withholding, the 28210 for the Social Security, and the Medicare 6598. Then the employer side, that being the 28210 once again for the employer portion of Social Security, Medicare 6598. Federal unemployment, FUTA just on the employer side, 1546, and SUTA 193.10. That's going to be it. We're going to say save and close, and we should be able to process this now. This will be the check number. Everything looks good to go. Double checking the date and the month of September. We're going to print the check in the first day of the next month. And let's go ahead and continue. And now we will create the paychecks. And we're not entering the paychecks, so of course we're just going to be looking at the pay stubs. Remember that if we were to run it outside and just pay the employees by a check outside of the system, we can still enter the data into the system. And we would still have to provide at least the pay stubs, just to make sure that we tell our employees this is how much was earned, this is how much was taken out for the current time period, and here's the same for the year to date as of now. Now we'll typically just close this up, and then just check on the check register. If we go to banking and use register and make sure that those paychecks have shown up on the check register, we're going to say okay. Going down to the check register, we see as of 10/1 here our paychecks. If we double check on any of these, we will go back to those paychecks so it looks like they have been processed as they should. So we're going to close these back out, and there we are. For more accounting information and accounting courses, visit our website at accountinginstruction.info.